We accept the reality of the world with which we're presented.
Preoccupied with things that don't mean anything in the scheme of the entire world, so that they don't have the time to learn what the truth is, so they don't ever get smart enough to learn how they're being manipulated, so they don't ever question the emperor.
You can't say it, but you know it's true.
It's easier to control people when you convince them they're insignificant, they're a speck of dust in the universe. The earth is round. No matter where you go, you're gonna go in a circle. Why are you going? Don't go, it's gonna be a circle. Why explore? They went up and they saw some shit. The people at the top know what the fuck we're on. They went up and they're like, oh no, we can't let anybody know this.
Current ideas about space, time, and gravity urgently need to be rethought. We have long known that Einstein's theory of gravity cannot work with quantum mechanics. At large scales, it seems gravity just doesn't behave the way Einstein's theory predicts.
Broke this dream's reality wide open.
You tell him the Earth's flat, he don't care. Tell him space don't exist, he don't care.
Well, since I don't know what to trust anymore, I've gone back to this a lot, especially recently. I was born into a Catholic family, and this is actually my mother's Bible, but I keep going back to this that I, a year and a half ago, made fun of to my roommate. And then had to put my foot in my mouth because, I don't know, this could actually be a depiction of our Earth or something similar to it. But as you can see, there are waters above the firmament in this picture, and then it has firmament of the sky, which might allude to some type of liquid up here, maybe. But, of course, this is an illustration. So I'm using this as my basis for now, because I've been pulled back to Christianity in so many different ways in the past few months.
Over half a mile down, at the bottom of the Gulf of Mexico, they came across what appeared to be an underwater lake, over 20 meters long, with its own sandy shore. Around its edge, there even seemed to be a tide line. But this couldn't be, of course. This was underwater. In fact, the lapping edge was created by a thick soup of salty brine, far heavier than the surrounding seawater, and the sand was made up of hundreds of thousands of mussels. Once again, in the midst of a totally barren seabed, an extraordinarily rich oasis of life, totally independent of the sun's energy. The source of energy this time was not sulfides, but methane bubbling out of the seabed. And once again, the mussels carried special bacteria capable of fixing the methane's energy. Just like the hot vents, a complete ecosystem had developed based on the bacteria. There was an enormous variety of completely new species: shrimps, weird squat lobsters, and bright red polychaete worms. These oases were called cold seeps and were surprisingly similar to the hot vents. The geological processes in the sea floor that produce methane also tend to result in the release of hydrogen sulfides. It was hardly surprising then when, not far from the brine pool, they found tube worms.
One thing I really want your generation to embrace is that the Earth is a closed system. We cannot leave the Earth. There's no place to go.
Rockets don't have brakes. It literally stopped. All of that angular momentum from the rotation of the rocket and the linear momentum from flying up just stopped. No, it had to have hit something. But what did it hit? If it hit a solid surface, the rocket would have been destroyed, and most likely the camera too, so we wouldn't have the footage, and obviously that's not the case.
Kicks and deals. It's a long fly ball going back, and the ball shatters the sky, bringing the ocean itself down into the stadium. Oh, Simpson just broke this dream's reality wide open.
I know we have still not shattered that highest and hardest glass ceiling, but someday someone will, and hopefully sooner than we might think right now.
There's no place to go.
Although we weren't able to shatter that highest, hardest glass ceiling this time, thanks to you, it's got about 18 million cracks in it. And it may be hard to see tonight, but we are all standing under a glass ceiling right now.
People figured out that we were an enclosed system. The more advanced we got, it would be the biggest thought on our minds. That's all we care about. You could make a wildlife reserve 1,000 miles square. All people, all human beings would do is just be knocking on the fence constantly, going, why is this fence here? Who built the fence? Why are we in here? And so on and so on.
government, in all kind of ways and in every way, is corrupt. They lie, propaganda. It's all about control. You guys know this shit. I'm preaching to the fucking choir. That's their MO.
What you see in the sky as far as stars and wandering stars, also known as planets, are there. How could we deny them? We don't know what they actually are, but they are there. Now, what we are told about outer space and what it is not true at all. Everything we believe about so-called outer space is due mostly to Hollywood movies and other media, including children's cartoons. Of course, NASA propaganda is the biggest culprit. As we have already gone over, there are no pictures of Earth, and even images of all the other so-called planets are computer-generated. NASA has gone on record numerous times stating that humans can't get past low Earth orbit.
My name is Jimmy Tran, and this is my experiment to see if water can conduct electricity. Here we have a battery, some wires, and a light bulb. Now I'm going to touch the wires together, and the light bulb lights up. This is because the wires are completing an electrical circuit. Here we have some pure water, and I am going to put them in the water to see if the light bulb will light up. The light bulb does not light up. This is because the water is not completing an electrical circuit. What about salt water? Let's try it. This is just regular kitchen salt. 1 scoop, 2 scoops, 3 scoops, and 4 scoops. I'm going to bring the salt over here, see? Now I'm going to mix up the salt. You got to mix it up really good. Okay, now I am going to try it. So I'm going to put the wires in the salt water, and the light bulb lights up. See? Okay, this is because in the salt water, the salt has sodium chloride, which helps complete the electrical circuit. What about salt by itself? Let's see. 1, 2. I'm going to move the salt your way. Okay. Now I'm going to try it. The light bulb does not light up. This is because there aren't any water to move the sodium chloride around so you can complete the electrical circuit.
Simply because you can't let your mind think of the possibility that someone lied to you. The government lied to you.
I just want a relationship with whoever built this. This is too much, too weird that it happened by accident. It didn't happen by accident. I don't know.
Have some validity to that.
You just haven't looked into it, that's all.
Eddie.
I used to say the same
Eddie,
stuff.
you're talking about the Earth being flat. Thousands of scientists have looked into it. You think they're all wrong? That's so insane.
You haven't looked into it.